All right, good afternoon. Now, it's often said that humans are the weakest link in the cybersecurity chain. However, that doesn't often need to be the case. Through focused effort, it's possible to help your people become an effective front line of defence and a distributed early warning network. Hi everyone, my name is Richard Johnson and I'm the Group CISO at Westpac Group. It's great to be here with you today at this fantastic event. I'm pleased to walk you through our approach to improving human security through changing habits and strengthening secure behaviours, helping employees respond and be more alert to suspicious emails. A practical and pragmatic approach to data loss prevention to reduce the risk without breaking key business processes, and building a network of security champions drawn from right across the organisation. We're delighted to partner with AWS on our cloud strategy, and we've recently announced another 5-year partnership. We've got a long history of working together and moving into very exciting territory with our new collaboration in support of Westpac's hybrid cloud strategy. As I mentioned, Westpac's extended its collaboration to support this strategy. That'll enable us to tap into AWS capabilities like machine learning and data analytics to further accelerate Westpac's digital transformation and personalise our business applications, and also to get good skills transfer between AWS experts and our own internal people. Now, to me, this Gary Larson cartoon epitomises what it is like to work today in information security. And I've been working in the field for quite a while now, well over 25 years. Now, long before Hollywood got a hold of it and made it sexy and called it cyber, we're doing information security. And we've learned that working in this field, the fact is, the bad guys, they can do whatever they want. Absolutely, they can light their arrows and fire them at you. They're criminals. They don't respect the rules. And that gives that some distinct advantage. But we have an advantage as well, that we can collaborate and work together. So we learned early on that against a coordinated enemy, only a combined defense makes sense. So it's really important to realize that, because this adversary, the same threat actors that will attack me, will also attack you. They'll attack my customers, who may also be your customers, your staff, your employees, your family members. So collectively, if we work on improving the awareness and the defensibility of this shared group of people, the citizens of this country, then collectively, we as cyber experts can help arm them to defend themselves in the cyber battles in their day-to-day life. And that's why people are the front line of our defense. Now, just share with you some early learnings for us for this. This was Westpac's first phishing email, 4th of July, 2003. Not an accident, it was hosted on Independence Day in the US, Data Colo in Florida. At first, we had no idea what it was. We were used to dealing with VBS worms, Kornikova, I Love You, The Naked Wife, maybe SQL Slammer. But this was entirely new. It was a website, but not ours, and it was asking our customers to submit all their credentials online. Now, there's nothing sophisticated to this. There's no malware, there's no keylogger, no browser field injection, straight up dumb web page. The URL was wrong, there's no padlock, it had spelling mistakes, it even had Cyrillic Russian in the comments fields. It was a badly designed website. And it was highly effective because people had been trained for years to put all their information into any web form asking for it. The bank needs my details, I'd better get it right and type my password very carefully. So we learnt from then on, educating people was going to be a key battle in dealing with cybersecurity going forward. And we also learnt the importance of collaboration, because the same attack that hit us hit another bank the week after, and it hit one the week before. We had our first interbank CISO meeting the week after, and they have been going on every quarter ever since. We've learnt that collaboration is absolutely the key to a coordinated front line of defence. Now, those threats that we share and face continue to grow and evolve every day. You can see here the index of cybersecurity, New York State University, tracking the external threat indicators. You can see nation state cybercrime activity there, the Russia-Ukraine conflict, seeing a sharp uptake in nation state. In fact, watching with some pleasure as Conti and other ransomware groups turned on each other within that region. Welcome relief, go for it. Hopefully all over, and that'll go on for a while. But also the criminal groups in terms of the key uptake there. Some real trends you can see there on the right-hand side. Targeted ransomware. In fact, more recently, as we've seen, not even necessarily encrypting ransomware, but ransom demands with data theft. Very prevalent and a key growth area that we need to contend with. espionage and critical infrastructure attacks, where you can have two nation states going at it, attacking technology that we all depend on, and we merely as organizations and companies using that technology can become collateral damage or targets within those battle of giants. Absolutely a key factor for all of us on the internet today. And increasingly third-party supply chain attacks. Looking at recent events, looking at events overseas, looking at SolarWinds, Kaseya, a lot of activity where you need to not just defend your organization, your people, but that of your supply chain and their people as well to achieve an effective level of cybersecurity. To that end, it's essential to collaborate. We will collaborate with any accredited white hat player on the side of good and share freely and openly and actively what we can to help them so they can help us. So together we can have an ecosystem capability in standing up against the bad guys. You can see a range of organizations that we actively collaborate with there, have done for 20 years, right across banks, government agencies, law enforcement, regulators, industry, and that is only going to continue. Good to see the government really stepping in now with a new cyber strategy, so some opportunity there for change to increase industry government collaboration going forward. But we have to adopt a network mentality in dealing with cyber. You can't approach this alone, and you also need to recognize the people aspect as well. That's what we mean when we talk about a layered defense. Borrowing from my years ago in the military, you want to have multiple lines of defense between you and the asset that you're defending. It's not just technology, as you can see here. We have control sets spread across employees, customers, suppliers, all the way through distributed security and the data, and then monitoring and threat intel underpinning that. I was recently asked by someone, what is your most effective data protection control? And I said to that person who was a regulator, simulated spear phishing. I could see he was a little taken back by this. He assumed I'd start talking about, triple DES or AES 256-bit. But the point was, the layered defense is all around protecting our data, our information. And in fact, it can be the employee activity all the way out there on the edge that is the single biggest determination of whether I'm going to have a peaceful morning or a really bad day, depending on what their actions are. And that's why it's so critical that we're addressing all aspects of this layered defense right through the organization, including our people, so that we don't undo technical controls inadvertently. To that end, and recognizing that the single biggest threat that most of our staff are likely to encounter on any given day is going to be a threat delivered straight to their inbox. And as I said, it's their choice to stop and think before you click that can determine that you had a near miss or a terrible day. And you know the employees I mean. Frank in accounting got an email in, speeding fine, Canberra, AFP. Frank thinks it's strange. Haven't been to Canberra. AFP don't normally issue speeding fines to me. I'm in New South Wales. Also don't drive. But I better open it because it looks like they've charged my account, so I need to make sure. We need to build awareness of these threats for all of our users, and in particular Frank, to help him spot these things and take the right action. We got lucky or made a good decision with our first simulated phishing or our awareness poster. I had on my desk, I could have picked a hoodie, a hacker with a hoodie, green screen. I could have picked padlocks, and I had this fish, and I picked the fish. It was the animal we would use on our first education awareness campaign poster, Puffy. And it turned out to be a great decision because it turns out animals are highly extensible. There's many of them. And you can find, if you look carefully, a picture of an animal that closely matches the key byline that you're trying to engage people with. People stop and look at animals. People like animals. And by using the same concept repeatedly, we can build on the efforts of each campaign and build that awareness in our people, strength on strength, as that campaign continues. So this has proved a real point of differentiation for us in our education awareness campaigns against other corporate pieces. You can see we put all the campaigns on our screens. We work really carefully on the particular image. We want to match it to the front line of our defense. We want to capture people. We want to engage them and have them interested and then follow up for the actual detailed information within. We want to win their hearts and minds to this. So it's on all of our signage, our billboards, our intranet, our employee campaigns, and we pick the image very carefully for the message we're trying to deliver. This was around a key message around employees being the front line of our defence and how we relied on them to make those key decisions. And I think the meerkats really clearly resonate with that key message in the animal kingdom. Similarly for Scams Awareness Week, different imagery, different key message, but again, it's about getting that linkage to the key people. And we also then run it with competitions, internal social network, Yammer campaigns, quizzes, knowledge tests with prizes. And again, we reinforce the key messages, having learned from our marketing colleagues, which isn't natural for cyber people, but we've hired some really good ones. And we're always using every channel available to us and reinforcing that message with our people. And we found that what has a great impact on our people is also then using targeted learning in group workshops and information sessions where we can engage directly with our audience to help build their knowledge and be specific in the messages we're trying to give to that group of our audience. Now we put all the artwork up on the campaigns. We have the competitions that are running regularly, and the alliteration between the key message and the key word is what really comes through. And we find that creates great levels of engagement with our people. So over time, through this coordinated campaign, and this takes years, it's not click and forget, but you can change culture, you can build awareness, you can drive incredible changes in behavior over time through that dedicated effort. And as a result, you can take what could be your biggest vulnerability in your network, if not improved, and turn it into a highly distributed, fault-tolerant early warning network. So we've invested heavily in this and also looking at what is the key roles and responsibilities of people and deliver them messages that resonate with them. So we've moved from generic organization-wide messages now into quite targeted education awareness for specific roles and types of people. The threats that a group executive is going to be likely to face in a given day is different to a call center operator and different for someone who might be dealing with third parties. So we've actually tailored the sessions for those people. So you can see we have a enterprise-wide Operation CyberSafe module, mandatory for everyone. And then we've developed individual campaigns for specific people to laser in and work on that message. And then we will run sessions with those teams to really help them understand and drive home that message. We have a module for Frank, a phishing awareness module to help train our people what to look for the next time so they don't fall victim the next time that we have a simulated campaign, or in particular, they can spot a real one if ever that were to happen. Now, as I said, we want to train our people to spot before they, to think before they click. And it really is that education awareness for them of what they might find in their inbox that makes all the difference. And we track and monitor this very carefully. And we manage it really carefully, even in a level of data orientation that even AWS would be proud of, I think. Now you can see the graph of our results over time. They're both best practice values actually in terms of the low click rate and the high report rate. You can see the click rate's fairly consistent. It does fluctuate based on the difficulty of the campaign. And it's also influenced by a number of those other initiatives you can see down the bottom that we've implemented. So it's not just about simulated phishing, but a range of other controls that we've implemented into that email chain with several controls in and several on the way out to gauge their effectiveness on stopping or blocking or allowing employees to spot suspicious emails. And we also want to work with them in reporting. If we get 100 emails sent to us in our cyber coordination center, but we didn't send a simulated phish out, then that is an early warning signal for us to investigate that something unexpected is happening in the environment. And that is fantastic distributed telemetry that you can earn your way to if you get your reporting rate high enough for all the simulated campaigns that we send out. Now, everyone in the company will get one simulated phishing email a month. CEO, everyone. If you click it twice, then you get enrolled in our extra mandatory phishing training. If you click 3 times, you can attend a workshop. If you'll still keep clicking literally anything in your inbox, then my team will actually call you. Well, congratulations, you're a VIP customer. Come and sit next to Frank. We want to talk to you about these things that you're finding in your inbox and why they're strange and what we'd like you to do about them next time. So it is possible to train our people and help defend them, to be the front line of defense, but it does take effort and energy and dedication. Either way though, within Westpac, when people meet me who I've met before and I explain what I do, they go, one of two things: either you're the animal guy or you're that so-and-so who keeps sending me fake phishing emails. It's all good. Either way, we are now having a discussion about cybersecurity, and that makes me happy. So mission achieved. Now, it's not just threats in that make email a channel that we need to focus on, because that's the single biggest tool that most of our people use every day. We want them to be the front line of our defense. It's also data out. So we've worked very hard over several years on a pragmatic approach to data loss prevention. And I say pragmatic because it's real easy to break a business through DLP if you want to have proactive blocking. Now, we today have DLP across web, internet, extranet, external file transfers in active block mode. To get to this point was not a simple exercise. We've taken a phased approach. I've shown you some tranches there. That's just illustrative. There were over 22 tranches of DLP. Start with warning. Then you pick your low-hanging fruit. What are things we can block that won't cause pitchforks to be coming at me because I just stopped mortgage origination? Okay, we'll block our own stuff. Okay, we do that. Then credit cards, passports, Medicare numbers. We start with warning. We engage with the business areas where we see high thresholds. We figure out what their process is that's causing that, and we work with them to change their process. We then drop down the level. We continue monitoring. Once we've got warnings down to an acceptable level, we block. We watch. Over time, we drop the threshold further, and we're working on the next tranches. Eventually, you go from Medicare numbers, passports, driver's licenses to mortgage origination files, legal forms for conveyancing, true highly sensitive core business material that we're able to block out of email as well. But it does require intensive collaboration with the business. You start with what you think is a DLP project. You end up in business process re-engineering. That's when you know you've got it right. And that's the way to really achieve a pragmatic and effective level of data loss prevention for your front line through email. Now, to stop sending sensitive information via email, you actually need a viable alternative to email. We didn't have one. So we built one. Our security team, we built a secure file sharing repository called Westpac File Share, hosted internally. We control all the parameters. We control the data storage parameters, the encryption, the monitoring, the WAF. We control how you authenticate to it, how you authorize, and all the security monitoring that goes with it. It's a bit like a secure alternative to Dropbox and Hightail, but private. We started with our third parties. We extended it to staff, and now it's extended out to customers as well, who log on through our online channels. If we need to share loan-related documents or some other information with them, they can do it post-authentication on our website, linking into this secure file share utility. We started small. We're now at almost 30,000 unique users through our organization. So this is a mainstream security mechanism of doing business. And it means that we have a lot less information in email. And when we do see something in email, we can drop the DLP block rules right down because we have a viable alternative available. It's also important to look at your people as an asset, as how you can help them help you. One of the ways we do that is our Cybersecurity Champions program. Now, there are over 400 cybersecurity champions in Westpac. That's almost as big as my core team. That's an excellent asset to have, to be able to extend your message out, use those people to understand what's going on in the organization and what key messages you need to get out to the business. They work with us. They're extremely passionate. They work with us on our sessions, our education materials. They raise issues to us, let us know what's working and what isn't. And then we reward them with activities, events, access to experts, rewards points, all those kind of initiatives to actually create another layer in the organization of almost deputies, if you like, to extend your cyber capability out further. It's worked really well for us, something for you to consider how this might work for your organization as well. Recognizing the human factor, recognizing the fact that STEM is a real challenge in this country in terms of uptake, particularly statistically for females. We want to get out and actively, given our place in society, do everything we can to support the development of cyber early on. So to that end, we work with the Grok Learning Initiative, which is the Australian Cybersecurity Schools Challenge. Through primary and secondary schools, we partner with other major organisations, including, you can see, the big banks, AWS as well, and we work together to develop gamified content for school children around cyber, getting it to them in a fun way into their curriculum, taking a proactive and skill-based approach. Now, according to AusCyber, Australia will need 18,000 more cybersecurity workers by 2026. I suspect it's probably much higher, actually. So the school cyber challenge is a key step in the right direction towards addressing that gap. It's not enough. We need to do more, a lot more. That's collectively to help build the next generation of people that will be filling these seats when you moved on to something else. We also are very proud of reaching out and extending that front line of defence way beyond our network, working with initiatives such as ID Care, cyber resilience outreach clinics, getting to vulnerable communities, people at risk who are being targeted by scammers, and helping getting information to them in their home about what to look for, what facilities exist to help them recover their identity if they have been scammed or taken over, and actionable learning that we can make available to them. So another initiative we're really pleased to support is ID Care CROC initiatives. What other advice can I give you that works for us? We like to get behind and support all, as I said, white hat initiatives. That goes for government-related initiatives. We're proud supporters of Safer Internet Day, Cybersecurity Awareness Month, Fraud and Scams Week, seeing great initiatives from ACSC, Act Now, Stay Secure campaign. So we echo those campaigns internally and help create a platform, and we often get experts from government in to talk to our own people, our customers, and our business representatives to help extend that message out even more widely. Also, to build that strong culture with your people and maintain them as a front line of defence requires consistent, ongoing effort to maintain those messages. We need to get in front of our people regularly and reinforce and make it real for them. So we bring in experts, we bring in interesting speakers, give them information sessions that are relevant to them, not corporate speak, but make it personal. How do they look out for in their email? How do they secure their personal device? What about their PC? What password vault should they be using? How do they protect their families? What kind of apps can stop little Johnny from logging on to, Snapchat at 3 a.m.? All those kind of techniques we share with them as well, so they can help secure not just them, but their families as well. Really important, given the blurring of work and home life today. We also work to identify our high-risk groups and target tailored sessions to them to meet the areas they may need to develop in and give them targeted knowledge and awareness in their place of work. And we also have a very active outreach program where we extend our program out to our customers and our suppliers, our large corporate customers, retail customers, education events in branches, just to help extend that message and share that awareness out into the ecosystem even further. We also find having regular content that's easily accessible useful. This is our Cyber Weekly. Emails goes out to thousands of people in the company now, where we share the news of the week that we've seen externally, events to be aware of, attacks, techniques, things to look out for, where people can go to get more guidance and support and assistance to secure themselves, their business unit, or their people. It can be a weekly newsletter. Also add to that internal channels like Teams, Yammer, Slack, whatever it is you have. Make use of every opportunity to extend that knowledge and keep building that awareness with your people who are your front line of defence. And celebrate success loudly and widely and in public. One of the techniques we've used for that is to recognise when people are doing good. So we built the Fish Finder leaderboard. Every month, people who didn't click and did report, we track the progress using our telemetry, and we report that by business unit. We congratulate them, we copy in their boss's boss, all the way up to the group executive. So that's one below the CEO. All get to see that Frank, this month was a star, nailed it. Number one, well done, Frank. And that level of thanks and message goes all the way up the leadership chain. The amount of goodwill and support that builds has been incredible. We also mentioned to them about our Cybersecurity Champions event. They might want to join our network since they did so well on that one. And that's helped us really build enrollment in that campaign as well. So never let an opportunity or crisis go to waste. And this is just one simple but really practical example we found of celebrating success and building that culture internally. As you can see, you want to think about how do you maintain your brand? How do you create resonance and sustainability about your message so each of your messages isn't just a drop in the ocean, but part of a longitudinal campaign in people's minds that it builds on itself and reinforces to truly change the way they think, so that on that day, when that 0 day comes in and there's a fast flux DNS host behind it with an uncategorized domain and every other control is lined up like Swiss cheese to try and wreck your day, that person's going to sit there and go, no way, no, dodgy as, not clicking it, report it, off you go. That's what you want to achieve, and it can be done with that kind of longitudinal approach and campaign, which, as you can see, has impact and certainly works for us. Another thing we're really proud of is outreaching as far as we can, which is Australia-wide, perhaps internationally. Really proud of our work with the Australian Cyber Security Centre. We partnered with them. We developed a 5 steps to manage a cyber attack, so a cyber breach playbook for companies who may not have the same kind of resources or struggle with know where to start or what are the key steps to follow in really simple, easy to use approaches, steps that you can read under stress and know what to do, know where to go for help, know what not to do, and make that freely available on our website through the ACSC. And it just backs up a lot of other good resources that the ACSC, eSafety Commissioner have been developing that are available out there on their website. But again, just something we're proud to be able to do in building that awareness and visibility out in the broader community. So, with that in mind, I hope I've shared with you how you can take a human-centric approach to cybersecurity, a pragmatic approach to data loss prevention, create a campaign that builds awareness with people over time so that they become cyber aware and turn what could be a highly vulnerable part of your network into a highly integrated early warning threat defense system. And through that, you can turn your set of employees and people into your front line of defense and do so in a way that even Frank is going to have a good day and make the right decision. I look forward to working and collaborating with you more in the future, and I hope that there was something in there that resonates with you and might enable you to have a better day one day in your future versus the alternative. Thank you.